Good afternoon. Welcome to the meeting house of the North Parish of North Andover Unitarian Universalist Congregation. My name is the Reverend Lee Blumel. I'm the minister here, and I'd love to welcome you to our space on this very snowy day. Also, I want to welcome the North Andover African American History team who are here this afternoon and who is hosting this event. And also Mr. James Dargan, our soloist and historian for both our Sunday morning service and this concert. Today's concert will be shared on North Andover Cable Access this month, and we are so delighted that he is here and that you are here. And I'd like to introduce our MC for the afternoon, Mr. Ralph Bledsoe.
I want to thank you all for braving the horrendous weather and Super Bowl Sunday to be here. Welcome to Old Glory 2. This is the kickoff for the celebration of African American history here in the great town of North Andover. I love this town. Welcome also to the North Parish of North Andover Unitarian Universalist Church, founded in 1645, the historical spiritual center of the Andovers. I'm Ralph Bledsoe, and I teach physics and chemistry across the street from my home at Andover High School. I'm a partner teacher for a Fulbright Teacher Excellence and Achievement Fellow named Richard Peary from Zambia. I'm the chair of the Nomination and Elections Committee for the Andover Educational Association, our teachers union in Andover. I'm the clerk of the 193-year-old Andover Baptist Church. And we have our deacon right here, also John Morgan. I'm chair, this is getting long. I'm chair of the Council on Aging Advisory Board for the town of Andover, also a board member of the Andover Center for History and Culture, as well as a member of the Northville Mount Hermon Alumni Council DEI Committee, and member of the North Andover African American History Committee. I tell you, I love being a public servant. I tell you, helping out community is very important. This is the fourth year that North Andover has celebrated African American History Month, a collaboration between North Parish Unitarian Universalist, the town of North Andover, and the North Andover Historical Society. This is a great kickoff event. We are celebrating African American history, thus American history. And this year, we've expanded beyond February. In addition to 2 events we are sponsoring this month, we will host 2 more events in March. And we will participate in Andover's Juneteenth event celebration. I've spoken at all 6 of those living over there, so it's good stuff. It's good stuff. We welcome all of you if you're interested. Think about that, though, for a second. Juneteenth. The entire United States of America is celebrating the end of slavery. That's important. Now, please look at the back of your program for information about upcoming events, and we do hope to see you again. On the walls, you will notice banners which are replicas of those on the lampposts around the common and in front of the meeting house. There are 16 banners highlighting the lives of African Americans with local, regional, or state ties, with images created by the amazing artists at Elevated Thought, an art and social justice organization founded by Marquise Victor, who grew up in North Andover. Before I introduce this afternoon's amazing artist, I have a few housekeeping matters. Today's program has been funded in part by the North Andover Cultural Council grant to the Friends of the 1836 Meeting House, and in part by a grant to our committee from Mass Humanities. We're very grateful for their support. And if you need assistance at all during the event, find one of our volunteers wearing the name tag with the red lanyard. And there are emergency exits in the rear and in the front of the sanctuary. There's an elevator also through this door here, and down one level you will find accessible all-gender restrooms. There are additional restrooms if you exit through the back of the sanctuary, and an usher can give you directions as to where to find them. If you were here last year for the performance of Old Glory, you will know that you're in for a treat. Today, we're blessed with the storytelling and voice of James Dargan. James is a musician and writer originally from North Carolina who is now based in New York City. And you have to be something to be based in New York City, I'll tell you. Where he sings while composing, playing violin, writing, and teaching. James has been a musician since he was a child and has shared his voice in carefully curated programs all over the US and Europe. James teaches on spirituals and other Black music and is honored to walk in his family's tradition of telling truthful stories. James relishes writing for Black singers and is currently writing 2 operas. Career highlights include solo work with the Boston Pops and operatic work with Esperanza Spalding and Wayne Shorter. James is a founding member of the consortium Ring Shout and was the 2019-2020 Artist in Residence at the prestigious Phillips Academy. There's a highlight. His first movement of his first string quartet will be premiering this spring in his hometown of Durham, North Carolina. Also, he has a new opera, Spirit in the Vine, that will have its first reading this May. Ladies and gentlemen, one and all, here I present James Dargan.
All right. Well, thank you, Ralph. Thank you. Oh. Sound guys, is the mic on right? Good, good, good. We're going to go ahead and sing one, and then I'll talk to you a little bit, okay? Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died, yet with a steady beat of not a weary feet, come to the place for which our elders sighed. We have come over a way that with tears has been watered. We have come treading a path through the blood of the slaughtered. Out from the gloomy past till now we stand at last, where the white gleam of our bright star is cast. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who hast brought us thus far on the way, thou who hast by thy might led us into the light, keep us forever in the path we pray. Lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we met thee, lest our hearts, drunk with the wine of the world, we forget thee. Shadowed beneath thy hand, may we forever stand, true to our God, true to our native land. Let us resound loud, like rolling sea. So that'll tell you what kind of day this is going to be. Oh, yeah. It's just going to be black, black all the time, right? So obviously I grew up singing that as a kid. I grew up singing it in different arrangements and versions in church, and then I had to just write. It was going to come out like that, so I decided to write it like that. And now we move into kind of a dance back and forth and a conversation back and forth between different composers who are setting kind of the same words and dealing with some of the same concepts as each other. We're going to have Margaret Bonds in her conversation with Langston Hughes. And I might have mentioned this in the notes, but they were buddies, all right? Margaret was in college, I think it was U Chicago, and she was feeling kind of down. You know, she was like the only black student for, miles around, And she was feeling kind of isolated. And she read A Negro Speaks of Rivers, which we're going to do a little bit later in the program. And that was her first Langston Hughes poem. And she wrote him a letter and told him how much it meant to her. And he wrote back, and they became pen pals and then friends in real life. So that's the first conversation. And the first time that Margaret set Hughes' stuff, she set I Too, Sing America, which you're going to get. Negro Speaks of Rivers, she set Dream Variation by him, and Minstrel Man, and so many other poems. And I think that she really gets something about Langston Hughes' poetic kind of voice and vision that very few other people, if any, get. When I sing her versions of his poems, I feel like it's how he would have wanted it set. It's beautifully, beautifully done. So this is I2 first. Yeah. I too sing America. I am the darker brother. They send me to eat in the kitchen when company comes. But I laugh and eat well and grow strong. Tomorrow I'll sit at the table when company comes. Nobody'll dare say to me, eat in the kitchen then. Besides, they'll see how beautiful I am and be ashamed. And so then, in this set, Margaret is not only going to be in conversation with Langston Hughes, but she's also going to be in conversation a little bit with Samuel Taylor Coleridge, who, English composer, a totally different palette and sensibility than Margaret or Langston. All of Coleridge Taylor's songs on this program, at least, are very parlor song, very genteel, very well-heeled, very uncontroversial. But they give you another taste of the Black experience, right? Because Langston Hughes and his very socially probing ideas are a part of the Black experience, but also so are things like being in love that's so silly and so hot that it just takes you away, you know, or writing a whole song about what it feels like to miss your beloved. These are part of the Black experience, they're part of the human experience. So you're gonna get kind of bonds and then a sappy love song, and then bonds and then a sappy love song. So this is the sappy love song. Yeah. My beloved, and thou callest me to follow through the chilly twilight of this silent virgin morning, of the silent virgin morning. Whither wouldst thou lead me? To what place of new enchantment? Can the day that thou art seeking give such rapture as the darkness, give such rapture as the darkness? Thou art warm with many kisses, and the hand clasps of thy love. Turn again unto my bosom. I would have it night forever. I would have it night forever. I told you they were going to be cheesy and shameless. So now we go to Margaret, and this is Negro Speaks, right? Yeah? This is one of the most perfect songs I've ever sung. I don't know what you think, but it's one of the most perfect songs I think Mark has ever played, too. It's amazing. Somehow with piano and voice, Margaret makes a Technicolor, Cecil B. DeMille kind of aesthetic happen. Negro Speaks of Rivers is already an epic poem. This is an epic song. Yeah. I've known rivers, I've known rivers, ancient as the world, and older than the flow of human blood in human veins. My soul has grown deep like the rivers. I bathed in the Euphrates when dawns were young. I built my hut near the Congo, and it lulled me to sleep. I looked upon the Nile and raised the pyramids of it. I heard the singing of the Mississippi when Abe Lincoln went down to New Orleans, and I've seen its muddy bosom turn all golden in the sunset. I've known rivers, ancient, dusky rivers. My soul has grown deep like the rivers. You see, she takes you on that riverboat, and you know, I get kind of jealous of Mark because he gets to be the river, you know. But I get the words, so it all works out. But now back to cheese. For the cry, for the sigh, for the under my breath, to clasp what a shade where thy head hath been laid. It is death, it is death, it is death. Too long for the yearn, for the burn, for the sorrow and strife, but to have thee, and hold thee and fold thee. It is life, it is life, it is life. Those with a long memory will recognize that one from last year's service in the morning. It's not a test. It's a little bit of a test, but it's not a test. Just making sure you're awake and focused. I forgot to say that there's going to be quite a few texts that also were in the morning's service. So if you missed church, don't worry. We brought church to you. I think this is another Bonds, right? Yeah. Surprise me. Yep. Mm-hmm. To fling my arms wide in some place in the sun, to whirl and to dance till the white day is done, then rest at cool evening beneath a tall tree. One night comes on gently, dark like me. That is my dream. To fling my arms wide in the face of the sun, dance, whirl, till the quick day is done. Rest at pale evening, a tall slim tree, night's coming tenderly, black like me, nights coming tenderly, black like me. So contrast the jazz that Margaret writes in that one with this epic cinemascape of Negro Speaks of Rivers. It's just, she's so sensitive to what Langston puts in his poetry, puts in the rhythm of the words and the colors of the words. And it's almost hard to believe that the same composer wrote those two songs, you know. I think it's not cheese next, right? Just start. Yeah. Weeping angel on pinions trailing and head bowed low in your hands, morning angel with heartstrings wailing for one who in death's hall stands. Morning angel, silence your wailing and raise your head from your hands. Weeping angel on your pinions trailing, the white dove promise stands. Weeping angel with pinions trailing and head bowed low in your hands. Morning angel with heartstrings wailing for one who in death's hall stands. Morning angel, silence your wailing and raise your head from your hands. Weeping angel on your pinions trailing, the white dove promise stands. So, bless you. So William Grant Still and I go way back. I first learned about him and heard his music when I was about 11. My father, amongst his other many sins, is an ethnomusicologist, which means that he uses lots of big words to talk about music, let's put it that way. And when I was a kid, he organized a whole week-long symposium just on William Grant Still's music, because he was then, as he is now, underappreciated and underknown. Just incredible music, you know. It's a 3-page little song. It's very sparse in the piano, and yet there's this whole kind of world. And the song is called Grief, but it's also called Weeping Angel, which is, of course, the first 2 words in the song. And the poetry was written by the spouse of a student of his. And so they, you know, she helped him make the connection, and he wrote this song, and it's just a little jewel. You know, I like this game of you starting and then me just jumping, and that's nice. I like it. I like to play drop the needle with Mark a little. But yeah, it's this time the conversation is, well, to be self-aggrandizing, the conversation is with baby James And these composers that I learned about. And, you know, I never grew up. I grew up as a violinist, as some of y'all know. And I didn't grow up playing black composers because my teachers didn't either know the music or didn't care to give it to me. And so I was lucky because, you know, my parents were in the arts, and so they had inroads to these underappreciated composers. Yeah, it's a shame when any prejudice keeps us from enjoying the treasures that humans have made over the centuries, right? Yeah. We're going to get another surprise treasure. He's going to drop the needle on me now. Yeah. To fling wide my arms in some place in the sun, to whirl and to dance till the white day is done, then rest at evening beneath the tall tree. When night comes on gently, dark like me, that is my dream, to fling my arms wide in the face of the sun, dance, whirl, whirl, till the quicker day is done. Rest at pale evening, on tall slim tree. Night coming tenderly, black like So now the conversation is between Margaret Bonds and Langston Hughes and Florence Price, right? So just imagine, see if you can remember the wild, kind of jazzy lounge piano kind of thing that Margaret made of that. You know, she says, to fling my arms wide in some place in the sun, to whirl and to dance till the white day is done. And her teacher, Florence Price, says, to whirl, to fling my arms wide in the face of the sun, to whirl and to dance till the white day is done. They have a completely different feel for not only the rhythm, but the texture, the color of the poem. And I think they're both equally valid. Margaret actually, in terms of continuing this theme of conversation, Margaret introduced Florence to Langston. So she made friends with Langston first, and then she was like, oh, hey, you know, I know somebody. My teacher's pretty good, you know. And, you know, Florence is just incredible, but it's just a different way of seeing the world, a different way of seeing this world that Langston Hughes has made in this poem. I have a lot of affection for that song. That's also the first time we've done that in public, so that's nice. Yeah. Yeah, playing Drop the Needle has benefits and drawbacks sometimes, but sometimes we're both surprised. Yeah, let's keep going. Yeah. child, the wearied I think of that as Florence saying, yeah, you know, Margaret, you write some good songs, but I can write too. It's just a jewel, you know. All of the colors in the poetry and the harmonies that she chooses. You know, I think of her as a little bit also in conversation in that song with what William Grant still does in Grief. They both kind of lock into that like short, sweet song, very short poem, very simple poem, with this perfumed harmony. It's just arresting to me. That's one of the harder ones with Drop the Needle, because he plays like 4 notes before I come in, and I'm like, ooh. Well, you know, it's good for us to keep on our toes. It keeps the blood up, you know. But now I think, isn't it Ellington now? Yeah, nice. This is one of mine, but Ellington first, obviously. God, dear God above, God of mercy, God of love, please look down and see my people through. I believe that God put sun and moon up in the sky. I don't mind the gray skies, 'cause they're just clouds passing by and by. God, dear God above, God of mercy, God of love, please look down and see my people through. I believe that God is now what then will always be. I know with God's blessing we can make it through eternity. God, dear God above, God of mercy, God of love, please look down and see my people through. I really enjoy that Ellington was such an iconoclast in his way of looking at music. You know, he didn't believe in genres, you know, different genres or styles. He was like, it's good music or it's bad music. You know, you take it or you leave it, right? And I enjoy that not only when I'm listening to his stuff and arranging his stuff, but also when, you know, writing my own stuff. You know, this idea that this box or this box is important versus just getting on with it, just doing the work. This is also a callback to this morning for those of you, if you know, you know. Just got to do the work. Don't worry about the box that it falls into. Just make sure the work is good work. Good trouble, not bad trouble. Yeah, let's keep going. I think, is this another still? This is here's one. Okay, so this was the first piece of still that I played on the violin. And this version, obviously, is for voice and piano. And there was a legendary baritone in the Boston area a little while back named Robert Honeysucker, and he was just magnificent. Just a magnificent man, person, singer. And he passed unexpectedly on the way to a gig. He was working, and I think he passed back in 2014. And I was still living in Boston at the time, and Bob helped me and so many other black singers get their first gigs out of school. He was just selfless like that, And he and his wife, Noriko, they left a legacy of community and kindness and decency that, touched so many in the performing arts community and outside of it. And so when Bob passed, we were all, toe up. And I think it was a year later, I was asked to sing in a memorial concert for him. And I reached out to Noriko because I knew this song in the violin arrangement, which is in a different key and for violin, And but I remember hearing her and Bob do this song on their recitals. And he just sang everything with this kind of granite, resolute conviction and authority and authenticity. And this song, it would just tear your heart out with it, And so I asked her if there was a way that I could get a hold of the key that they used, the arrangement that they used. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm sure this brings back some memories, And she sent me her handwritten score for the arrangement. And, I I definitely cried a little bit when I got it. But, with all of her notes, for doing it with Bob. And yeah, it was a beautiful thing. And I think about him every time I sing it because the song talks about, it's about being convicted in what you're doing. The first words, it says, talk about a child that do love Jesus. Here's one. And he would sing those words with this kind of just conviction, that would grab you. And it grabs me, even though, I'm a preacher's kid, and so I'm a defected church kid, But it gets me even now. So this is Here's One by William Grant Still. Talk about a child that do love Jesus. Here's one. Talk about a child that do love Jesus. Here's one. Ever since I heard the gospel story, I've been walking up the path to glory. Talk about a child that do love Jesus. Here's one. Talk about a child that's been converted. Here's one. Talk about a child that's been converted. Here's one. In all Satan's snares once was falling, but I heard the voice of my Lord calling. Talk about a child that's been converted. Here's one. So that's the joy of being able to walk in some of these greats' footsteps, you know. You get to sing the words that they sang. You get to taste this music that they lived in. It's a beautiful thing, you know. And that's a conversation with Baby James. It's back in the day, you know. I think now is more Florence Price. Yeah. And this one, if you trail your eye down the program, you'll see that she's in conversation with me. So, or rather, I think I'm in conversation with her. But yeah, this is Hold Fast. Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, dreams die. Life is a broken winged wood that cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams go, for if dreams go, life is a barren field. Life is a barren field, frozen. Frozen with snow. I mean, look, we ain't come out here for nothing. It's snowing outside, you know. So Florence has this, if I think of, I don't want to compare Margaret and Florence, They were probably used to being compared. They probably hated it. I know they hated it. It's not a probable, but they hated it. And they had a complicated relationship because they weren't just teacher Florence and student Margaret, but they were also, kind of quasi-mother and daughter. And, sometimes we fight. Sometimes we fight with our parents. But they also are clearly in different musical worlds. I think of Florence as having the ability to do a lot of the coloristic things, swift changes in mood and color. But I think of her more as a traditional kind of piano virtuoso, writing a lot of things that are very, that lie very easily. Not easily, perhaps, but lie very straightforwardly under the fingers. I don't want to slander him because he's doing a really good job with really hard music. But they're more straightforward in terms of, they remind you of things that Dvorak wrote or, Schubert even sometimes. Whereas with Margaret, she's on a totally different, she's in a different stratosphere in terms of flexibility, in terms of ingenuity, in terms of pulling out a harmony or a texture that you never would have thought of, and they're both geniuses in their own right. But when they converse with each other, it's really fun to see how they look at the same poet and they're like, no, I think this is the way it goes. Oh, no, I think this is the way it goes. And for those of you who are here this morning, sometimes one person might have a different memory of something. One person might have another memory of something. This is an instance where, if you argue using music, it doesn't hurt anybody. I think we all benefit. So I like to pit them against each other on a program, hopefully not in real life. But that is also the first time we've done that one for people. So yeah, thank you. So now we continue with conversations. I think now, is it me? Oh my God, it's me. Okay, all right. We heard some of these poems and some of these songs in the morning. The first one and the last one in this set we did this morning. And I think it was Aaron chose for one of the readings, Dreams, which is also in this set. And you're gonna get a conversation. One of these poems obviously is Hold Fast to Dreams, which we just heard from Florence. So I get to talk with her a little bit. And then Minstrel Man, you see it's Margaret and me. So I was greedy. I wanted to talk to both of them, Bring me all of your dreams, you dreamers. Bring me all of your heart's melodies that I may wrap them in a blue cloud cloth. Away from the too rough fingers of the world. Hold fast to dreams. For if dreams die, life is a broken winged bird and cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams go, life is a barren field frozen with snow. Sun and softness, sun and the beaten hardness of earth, sun and the songs of all the sun stars gathered together. Dark ones of Africa, I bring you my songs to sing on the Georgia roads. because my mouth is wide with laughter and my throat is deep with song. You do not think I suffer after I have held my pen so long, because my mouth is wide with laughter. You do not hear my inner cry, because my feet are gay with dancing. You do not know I die. Because my mouth is wide with laughter and my throat is deep with song. You do not think I suffer after I have held my pain so long, because my mouth is wide with laughter. You do not hear my inner cry, because my fears are gay with dancing. You do not know I die. You do not know I die. The night is beautiful, so the faces of my people. The stars are beautiful, so the eyes of my people. Beautiful also is the sun. Beautiful are also the souls of my people. You know, there's Langston is never shy about when he's talking explicitly about and to black people. You know, not every poet would be like, night coming tenderly black like me, right? It's very explicit. But I also love that in The Dreamkeeper and other poems, this is the book that all these poems come from, he wrote that book for kids. And so every poem is quite short, but also quite meaningful and powerful, because, of course, kids can handle tough concepts just as well or better than we can. And in those poems, he rarely says, black or white. And I kind of love that because, we teach children bigotries and inequalities and phobias. They don't come out the box like that. They don't come out of the packaging like that. So I love that he talks about things that all of us have. The night is beautiful, so are the souls of my people, so are the eyes of my people. I love that. It's such a perfect poem, and it was one of the great pleasures of my life when I wrote those back in 2015 or so, to sing them to kids in the Boston Public School system. Some of whom were my students, that's a tough crowd. And I got to do it, actually, did them for the first time. I did them with Mark for the first time. So way back then, yeah, right? That's in the jungle, in a cafeteria with a beat up old upright that would never sound good. But yeah, it was an adventure. But yeah, and thank you for letting me kind of bring you into my conversation with these two amazing ladies. Let's bring it on home. I think, is it more me?
It's the boats.
Oh yeah, this is kind of arrogant of me, but whatever. This is a setting of Lucille Clifton. And those of you who know me know that I love her so much. This is a poem of hers called Blessing the Boats. And I say this every time. If you don't know Lucille's poetry, you should leave as soon as we're done, not now, and look it up and read it. It will feed your spirit so much. This is Blessing the Boats. Tide that is entering even now, the lip of our understanding, carry you out beyond the face of fear. Kiss the wind, then turn from it, certain that it will love your back. May you open your eyes to water, water waving for hours. And may you, in your innocence, sail through this to that. It is an honor that I can converse with Lucille Clifton in this way. And it is also one of my most prized possessions an actual photograph, a physical photograph. You know, we have those. You know, it's a physical photograph of me and my brother in the foreground as kids, and in the background you can see Lucille Clifton signing a book of her poetry for my mom. So we, you know, that was. I wish I'd been older. I was like 9, but you know, I wish I'd been aware of her. You know, I knew she was great, but I didn't know what kind of great she was. But so I carry her with me wherever I go, and I think we're in the home stretch. Yeah, this is almost the end of our time together. Yeah, yeah. Deep river, my home is over Jordan. Deep river, Lord, I want to cross over into campground. Deep river, my home is over Jordan. Deep river, Lord, I want to cross over into campground. Oh, don't you want to go to that gospel feast that promised land where all is Deep river, Lord, I want to cross over into campground. And this one we did at the end of the concert last year. And it's so nice, we got to do it twice. So, yeah. If you wait for me, then I come for you. Although I have traveled far, I always hold a place for you in my heart. Remembering your touch, your kiss, your warm embrace, I'll find my way back to you if you'll be waiting. I've longed for you, and I have desired to see your face, your smile, to be with you wherever you are. Remembering your touch, your kiss, your warm embrace, I'll find my way back to you. Please say you'll be waiting. Together again, it would feel so good to be in your arms, where all my journeys end. If you can make a promise, if it's one that you can keep, I vow to come for you if you wait for me. And say you'll hold a place for me in your heart, a place for me in your heart. Ooh, a place for me in your heart. Oh, a place for me in your heart. Thank you. Thank you. Oh. Oh yeah, yeah, sure, yeah, sure. Some Kleenex.
I'm sitting up here.
Hey, pretty good.
Kleenex,
Pretty good.
man.
Not bad.
You're crazy over there. That was beautiful, man. That was beautiful. Oh, glory to Black is beautiful. Woo! What a blessing. Thank you so much for that. James Dargan and Mark Whitlock. Excellent work. Before you all go, I'd like to share a very, very important little tidbit. As you arrived here today, you may have noticed in the entryway a free will donation box. This is for those who wish to support North Andover African American History Committee's programming. Our programming is free and open to the public, financed through charitable donations and grant funding. We appreciate and put to great use each donation, as you have seen here today. Thank you, North Parish and Reverend Blumel. May God bless and keep you all as you travel home. Thank you for coming out to support the North Andover African American History Committee 2025 event. And thank you to the tech crew up there. Don't forget them. Oh, yeah.